Hi everyone, this is Kaery with Kaery Concealed and the Active Self-Protection Extra channel and the Active Self-Protection Instructor Certification Program. And I am here today in with Miss Natalee Weidner, the range monkey. And I have some questions for her that I've been asking other instructors. And those questions are instructor insider questions. So I have 5 or 6 questions that I'm going to ask Nat that she's going to answer. Not necessarily rapid fire, but well, she'll answer those. And then we'll see what she says, what other people say, and kind of compare and contrast, which will be fun. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Palm pepper spray is next generation OC spray. It's hot at 1.4% major capsaicinoids, and its modular design means you can customize it exactly to you. 3 different setups, lots of different color combinations. You can make it exactly as you like. And the flip top safety prevents accidental discharges. It's 10 to 12 foot range and 25 half-second blasts. Make sure that you can keep that long range eye poke at long range. I trust Palm OC and I recommend it for everyone for self-defense.
All right, so we are in Oklahoma City, and the drive from our hotel to the range that we're teaching at has Pop's Shop, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, it's called Pops.
They have, like, how many? Like 600 different flavors or something. So we got a strawberry and a blueberry to feel cool.
Oh, yeah.
Blue raspberry, maybe?
Blue raspberry.
There you go. We also got sweet corn and butter. Because I asked the cashier for you guys, I said, what is the most that's not a pop flavor? And that's what he showed me was the sweet corn, so.
And thankfully you didn't get the dinosaur dung.
Yeah,
that would have been gross.
Yeah. Or the dirt one.
All right, so your first question is, your first gun and your current favorite, is good?
It is good.
Good. Your first gun and your current favorite gun.
All right, so yeah, my first gun that I ever shot,
Sure.
was I think it was a 12 gauge shotgun.
Probably.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I was pheasant hunting with my dad. I've actually told that story on my channel before. If you go over to some videos of me and Dad shooting the shotguns. But we were all hunting and stuff, and I was just, along for the ride. I was pretty young, and so me and Dad went ahead and did some target shooting on a washer, on an old washer we found in the trees. So
I love it.
So that was a good time. And then my favorite gun would probably be the gun I carry every day is the Beretta PX4 Storm. It's the compact version. I just love it. I know that it has the decocker and the rotating barrel, and everybody wants to give me a hard time about that for some reason.
Well, it's a tiny looking gun.
It's a tiny looking gun.
And it's got that, what people think is a miserably long and horrible first trigger press, but it isn't on that gun. It's a great gun.
Yeah, no, and I practice my draw to first shot, I think maybe more than I practice my follow-up shots. So I'm actually better and smoother and more precise and accurate with my double action. So that is my favorite gun. People want to give me a hard time getting a Beretta and being a girl and, oh, well, you guys are HK people, right? And why are you carrying an HK? And, I might carry an HK someday. Right now, my favorite gun is the Beretta. And honestly, I think it kind of shows that, HKs work absolutely amazing for some people, and for some people they don't work as amazing. You have to find the gun that fits your hand. I do love shooting HKs. Yeah. Those are nice guns.
You have.
Yeah.
And I think, too, once you spend as much time with a different gun, like an HK maybe, as you've had with your Beretta, I bet, I can't guarantee it, but I bet that you'll have maybe as much affinity for the different gun as you have for yours. But yeah, whatever we spend a lot of time with, we certainly love and enjoy. And you got a sweet gun on you. There's no question there.
Yeah, and the first car that you buy with your own money, that always has a special place in your heart.
That's a good point.
My first car that I bought with, I saved up my whole childhood lifetime savings from working on a farm at my grandpa's to get a little blue PT Cruiser. And that was my favorite thing. And so, the Beretta, it kind of has that fun, quirky essence to it a little bit that I think just matches me. And so I'll always have a special place in my heart for PT Cruisers and for Berettas.
I love it.
But yeah, at some point I might need to upgrade to something a little bit smoother, then that's probably going to be an HK, and I'm pretty excited.
Ironically, the first semi-automatic handgun that I shot a lot was also a Beretta.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
When I was in the Coast Guard. So,
there you go.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, next question. Currently, what are you enjoying most about teaching, or which classes or topics are you enjoying most?
Right. So, right now, You know, the Range Monkey's been on a little bit of a break this summer. We'll talk about that in another video, but this summer, me and my fiance, which has been so
by the way.
exciting. Thank you. My ring is getting resized. He didn't get me a silicone $1 ring. So we'll get that back. It's ready today, so
Good.
I'm pretty excited to get back home. But he is actually starting up the Warrior Monk Academy, and so it's been really, really fun to be able to help him go through that. He is also a graduate of your guys'
Yes, he
Aspic
is.
instructor cohort.
Sir Jacob sure is. He did a great job too.
Yep.
Cohort number 3.
3, yep. And I was in number 6. And so now it's really interesting to be able to get his instructor point of view and also my instructor point of view and be able to work together. That's just really added a fun element to our relationship. Now, my favorite part about teaching classes though is I really like helping out. I really like I prefer AIing rather than running my own classes. I think that's just kind of where I'm at in my career right now. I really like taking notes and giving feedback. I like giving good feedback, and I like giving feedback that I think I would appreciate if I was doing something wrong, you know? So I'll go and I'll watch my fiance, you know, my future husband, teaching these firearms classes, and I'll be writing down a page of notes for him that we'll go over on the drive home. And it's always just such a good discussion, and it's really nice to be with an instructor and just be around other instructors that do really take their development to heart and are willing to hear people say, hey, you could probably be doing this better, or hey, you could probably explain this in an easier way, and have them listen to you, you know. And so it's been really fun at the conference this weekend. I've gotten to do that to you like
many
times.
Oh, many times. It's many times, which is awesome. And it's better for our students that way. The more voices our students have on the line, I mean, we don't want 50 people talking to one person, but you know, we've had a couple of RSOs and AI step on with us for some of the larger classes, which has been really nice. They've just kind of passed in and out and been able to help where they can. But it's great for students. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, it's been great from going from, you know, working at a gun range and, you know, kind of feeling like at least I'm sitting at this table. Not that I quite have a seat reserved with my name yet, but I'm sitting at the table.
You got a seat at the table, young lady.
And then, you know, this weekend, feeling like I do have something to give, you know, like even Kaery being my instructor development teacher, learning that I do have a perspective that people can benefit from.
Absolutely.
That's been an amazing part. So I think my favorite part of teaching right now is working with the other instructors and getting other instructors to work on teamwork with me, because I think that's the best instructors, when there's teams of people. So.
Oh, I so agree. Nat, I so agree. Even though I've been teaching for a long time, my favorite way to teach is always with somebody else. I teach on my own a lot, but one of my favorite ways to teach is with somebody. I used to teach a lot with my 2 oldest kids. Now I get to teach with my kid number 3.
I'm not kid number 3.
No, we've had plenty of people this week that thought I was your mom, which was awesome.
Yeah, somebody came into. I hope all of you guys know that Stephanie Weidner, the CEO of
my
this
boss,
whole thing,
your mom.
She is not here this weekend. But one of the students came up to me and said, "Your mom is so helpful, and she just helped me so much this weekend." And I was like, "My mom is. You're talking about Kaery. Kaery's not my mom." But I will gladly take that title any day, and so would she. So.
Heck yes. Well, I consider you my kid anyway. So.
Yeah, so.
Good stuff. All right. So what is one helpful hint that you can share with instructors just starting out?
Right. You know, one of the things that I've kind of been realizing lately is the target really doesn't matter at all. What you really need to be looking at is what the student is doing. Don't focus on the target, focus on the student, what the student's body is doing, what their eyes are doing, what their grip looks like, because you're gonna get a lot more information and a lot more information to give to that student if you are watching what their body is doing rather than watching the target and hoping that you're diagnosing right. Because that's kind of what I used to do, and I'm almost a little ashamed to say now that we've been teaching sniper pistol weekend together talking about how anticipation of recoil is completely normal. There's an explosion going off 2 feet from your brain. Your brain is gonna brace for impact, and that's good. But I think back to those years that I was RSOing on that gun range, and I was telling a lot of people, oh, well, your shots are down and to the left. You're anticipating recoil.
Or you're flinching.
You're flinching.
Or that type of thing.
Yep. And while I thought that I was doing so good helping them out, because, I can read a target, I know what that means, because, all of my 4-H instructors when I was 14 told me what I was doing. No, you need to be able to watch the student, because they're probably flinching and you're not even seeing it. They're probably flinching with their face and you're not even seeing it because you're looking at the target.
Yeah.
So that would probably be my best piece of instruction. So.
Very cool. So watch the student,
not
necessarily the target. You'll get a lot of information from watching your student. And if you're watching your student and you're accomplished at doing that, you'll be able to tell what the target looks like without actually even having, every now and then you check it, right? But you'll be able to tell what it looks like without even having to look at it most of the time.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more questions here.
Okay.
What is the best piece of firearm or protection-related advice? Let me say it again. What is the best piece of firearm or protection-related advice you have received?
Okay. So... Right. I think the best piece of information that I've received in relation to keeping myself protected is that OC spray, palm pepper spray specifically, but pepper spray works just as well in a lot of different scenarios as a gun does. There's been I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but I've heard this example a couple of different times this weekend. I think when you interviewed Tyler Tharp, this is something that he said. One of the best pieces of advice he's gotten is, when you only carry a hammer, everything starts to look like a nail. But if you're building a house, you're going to need a lot more than a hammer. I heard that too while I was taking my active self-protection pepper spray instructor certification. I always get those words wrong, and I'm always afraid that the palm people or the active self-protection people are going to get mad at me.
Nobody will get mad at you.
But while I was learning how to teach people about palm, I remember hearing that, and I remember hearing from Chuck Haggard that, he would... if he had the opportunity to carry his gun or his pepper spray every day and not the other one, then he would choose his pepper spray. And Chuck Haggard is one of the most lethal guys I know.
He is.
He's such a great teacher.
He's the legendary lawman.
Yup, he's amazing. And to know that he trusts his life to this little thing that I can just hold in my hand while I'm walking through a parking lot. This is brand new. I got this morning because I gave mine away. But to know that somebody like him, somebody who has trained for so long and
seen so much.
If he can trust his life to this, I can as well. And that inspired me to go and actually get pepper sprayed with the palm spray, and now I know what the effects are, and you can go see those videos on my channel too.
Which is important to know how to fight through it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how you respond with, and then also how to decontaminate yourself if you do get exposed.
Yep. So I think that's probably the best piece of advice that I've gotten, is just that you, as a young female, I don't carry my gun every single day.
Well, you haven't been able to carry it for very long too because of your age.
Yep. So, with different things going on, different scenarios happening, different outfits. I'll say it. I'm a young girl. Sometimes I want to wear a tank top and I don't want to wear polo over it. Some days I don't carry my gun, but every day and every night I have my pepper spray with me, and I can rest easy knowing that I can blind someone if there's going to be a problem. And being able to kind of take this journey of knowing, okay, right now I am going to be comfortable and I'm going to trust my life to this pepper spray, and being able to be like the next day, okay, today I'm going to carry my gun. I am in the correct mindset that I would be able to defend myself and my loved ones, and I would be able to articulate myself after that. Because I think if you're having a bad day, or if your head is not in the right place, may be controversial. I don't know if you should be carrying a firearm and being I don't know if you're prepared that day to take somebody's life. So maybe pepper spray is a better option for you on that day.
You might be medically compromised and you might not be able to.
Exactly, yep.
You might in a place where you're not allowed to legally carry a firearm.
Yeah, so kind of going through that journey, that's why that was the best piece of advice for me was, okay, I don't have to feel guilty about not carrying, you know, one day out of the week, because I can feel good and confident knowing that I'm carrying this, I'm carrying this all 7 days, 24/7.
So we just finished up our little expert witness 2-hour class, or it was gut-wrenching lessons I learned from my first few expert witness cases. And the thing that I beg all of my students, and it's based on, in large part, some of the work that I've done with expert witness stuff, is I beg them that before they put on their gun, in the morning, that they make sure that they put their OC, their palm OC in their pocket, and that they have that ready to go, and then add the gun to it. If they're gonna carry a gun, I beg them to please carry some OC spray. Mr. John says, and I learned this from him, that 84% of the assaults in America are simple assaults. And so a firearm in a simple assault situation is gonna...
That's a hammer while you're doing electricity in the
there
house. You don't need a hammer for that.
So true. That's so true.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff. So the last question is, if you could train with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
That's a good question.
You can think for a bit if you want. Okay. That's allowed. I'll take a sip of my soda while you do
There we go. Yeah, let's think about it. So one of the people that I've always wanted to meet, and she is dead now. Her name is Alice Roosevelt. She was Theodore Roosevelt's daughter. She was quite the woman. If you want to go look her up and read about all of her stories, one of the best quotes from President Theodore Roosevelt was, "I can either run this country or I can tend to Alice. I cannot possibly do both."
And that was his daughter.
That was his daughter. That was in response to a complaint from somebody because Alice was currently upstairs on the roof of the White House smoking, and they didn't think that a president's daughter should be doing that.
Especially not on the White House, or on top of the White House.
With her pet snake that she wore. She's a very, very interesting lady. She is just so intense. You know, I mean, you hear about these stories. She wore her pet snake. She smoked on top of the White House. She was constantly breaking rules and stuff, but somehow I just feel like she would be really fun to train with, you know, and learn from. Yep. And I think I would be able to teach her some stuff, and I think she would be able to teach me some stuff, and I think it would just be an amazing day on the range.
I bet it would be.
Yeah, and I hope we would become best friends.
I'm sure you would. I don't doubt that a bit. Yep. Well, yeah. So I wonder sometimes if either of our parents ever said, "I know I said this about my oldest, who's amazing. I can either take care of the other kids, or I can actually say it this way. I can either cook dinner and do laundry and homeschool the other kids, or I can tend to Haley."
Yep.
Haley was a busy girl. She started walking when she was really young and gave me a run for my money. But I wonder if your parents ever said, your mom ever
that
said,
about Cody?
Yeah. No, I was thinking about you. Not about Cody, about you.
I was always with them anyways.
That's funny. I like how you passed the buck there. That was good. Well, thank you, Nat. Thanks for letting me ask you these questions.
Yeah, absolutely. They were great questions.
Good. All right. And thanks for joining us. More next time.
Yeah, see you guys next time.